Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And if you're a true General Hospital fan, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get started with today's video. General Hospital, GH, spoilers for Wednesday, July 22nd, show that Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, will have some serious concerns about the black box, but Valentin Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, will have a plan to protect himself. Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, will also reveal some surprising news to Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, so Wednesday's episode will be action-packed. To begin, Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, will pay another visit to Portia Robinson's Brooke Kerr room at GH. Since the baby is scheduled to spend his first night home with Portia after their release, Curtis will offer that he remain as well. Will Portia approve or reject Curtis' request? Portia will eventually take Curtis off surprise with her remark. Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, will tell Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, that she understands what she needs to do. Lulu isn't sure she can do it, therefore she'll probably be discussing compromising with Valentin for Charlotte Cassadine's, Bluesy Burke, sake. Next, Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson will see Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, who may disclose she turned down Jen Sidwell's, Carlo Rhoda, offer to enroll her in the same German facility that assisted Michael. It appears like Michael will question whether Jordan has any regrets about rejecting that deal, so we'll see if Jordan does. Michael needed Jack Brennan's, Chris McKenna, help to get into that facility when he needed burn treatment, but now that he's a patient there, he might have some sway of his own. Michael might offer to make some calls and pull some strings to see if he can get Jordan into the clinic himself. While Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, struggles with additional drama surrounding her hospital reinstatement, Brennan will shock Anna at the PCPD. Jack will make it clear that Cassius Faison, Ryan Pavey, did not shoot Ross Cullum, Andrew Hawks, thus Anna will wonder why Brennan is so convinced. Will Brennan reveal what he learned from Danny Morgan, Asher Antonazan, regarding Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr, hitting the trigger? Regardless, Brennan will have some words of warning for Anna, and he may warn her about the implications of continuing this inquiry. At Carly's, she'll ask Valentin what's stopping Brennan from killing him the moment he receives the black box. Valentin appears to be planning a bargain to protect himself, while also assisting Carly in obtaining the revenge she is still seeking. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Brennan will pay a high price for doing business with Valentin, so stay tuned. On Wednesday, July 22nd, Port Charles was on the verge of multiple explosions as Carly Spencer confronted a deadly fear that gripped her heart. Valentin Cassadine pursued a high-stakes deal involving the mysterious black box, and Jack Brennan delivered shocking news that reshaped alliances and threats across town. Carly's day started with a creeping sense of dread. The secrets she hid from Valentin weighed heavily, especially after Brick delivered incriminating evidence. Her fatal worry arose from the awareness that Valentin's refusal to leave town, along with Sunny's aggressive ambitions, could result in bloodshed or irreversible consequences. Carly imagined scenarios in which her loved ones, Jason, her children, and possibly Valentin himself, would pay the price for the increasing rivalry. The terror was not abstract. It appeared as bodily stress and restless nights, forcing her to weigh allegiance against survival. She moved cautiously through discussions, concealing the flash drive and its data while struggling with her feelings for Valentin. The lethal terror grew as external forces mounted, including probable connections to Brennan and broader Cassadine plans. Carly's maternal instincts and history of resilience collided with the very real threat of loss, leading her to take desperate measures to defend her world. Valentin, meantime, used his discovery of the black box to negotiate a possible agreement. Valentin recognized an opportunity after discovering Jack Brennan's concealed case at Windermere. He approached discussions with controlled charm and Cassadine cunning, providing or withholding information that could shatter several players. The black box agreement included leverage against Drew, Carly's protection, and bargaining strength in his confrontation with Sunny. Valentin's exit decision earlier in the week had cemented his resolve to stay, and this transaction reflected his attempt to secure his spot. The discussions were tense, full of veiled threats and strategic revelations. The contents of the box, which included blackmail material and evidence of manipulations, had the potential to influence power dynamics in Port Charles. Valentin's quest demonstrated his transformation from antagonist to a man fighting for his family, even as it put him in risk from Brennan and others after the same prize. Brennan provided surprising news that rippled across the PCPD and elsewhere. His warning to Anna Devane contained important information regarding ongoing investigations, which may clear suspects in the Piers shooting or reveal new connections implicating Rocco or Sidwell. The news astounded Anna, changing her approach to cases and personal missions. Brennan's revelation also coincided with Carly and Valentin's orbit, heightening Carly's fatal terror. His role as a complicated ally, romantically connected to Nina and professionally involved with many, made the shocking revelation a double-edged sword. It brought clarity but also introduced new hazards, prompting characters to rethink partnerships. Brennan's speech was calm but dramatic, with his enigmatic presence emphasizing the gravity of each reveal. These fundamental elements reverberated outward. Willow's desperation surrounding Drew persisted, and Elizabeth's struggles added to the pressure. Nina, still reeling from her bedroom drama with Brennan, processed the shocking news in light of their difficult relationship. Her wild plans for protecting Willow took on new meaning with the black box in play. Jason's reunification with Danny provided periods of normalcy in contrast to the town's tumult, but his indirect impact on Carly exacerbated her mental instability. Sonny's plans against Valentin moved forward, aided by hopeful developments and Lulu's confessions. At the Quartermaines, family dynamics changed. Scout's charitable activities drew people together, but underlying concerns about Willow persisted. Chase's boundaries with Willow reinforced his values, and Tracy's involvement demonstrated strategic generosity. Deception's power battles simmered in the background, waiting for new arrivals like Serena. The Ashfords emphasized new life and redemption, offering emotional counterpoints to the high-tension stories. Carly's terrible fear dictated her actions all day. She blended secrecy with protective instincts, pondering how to use the black box knowledge without causing disaster. Conversations with valued allies like Jason or Sonny provided little relief as the prospect of fatal outcomes loomed large. Her history of surviving threats made her powerful, but the personal stakes with Valentin increased the danger. Fear drove her toward potential clashes or alliances that could change her future. Valentin's black box deal was a masterstroke of opportunism. By controlling the narrative's content, he hoped to neutralize Brennan's threats, secure his connection with Carly, and counter Sonny's moves. Negotiations included high-level bluffs and revelations, with the evidence in the box against Drew acting as a crucial negotiating chip. Valentin's commitment to staying in Port Charles was strengthened by this transaction, but success required careful maneuvering under watchful eyes. The arrangement promised power swings, custody battles, and romantic entanglements. Brennan's unexpected news to Anna was a game-changer. Details regarding the Pier event, as well as black box connections, compelled investigators to reconsider their suspects and intentions. Anna's return to the PCPD paved the way for action, with Dante and Chase navigating the new intelligence. Nina was similarly upset by the news, which added personal layers to Brennan's post-mortem issues. Brennan's speech maintained his enigmatic aura, establishing him as a vital character whose information might either save or destroy partnerships. The day's spoilers revealed interwoven destiny. Carly's concern was closely tied to Valentin's agreement and Brennan's news, forming a danger-opportunity triangle. Willow and Drew's plot became more urgent as the contents of the black box were potentially revealed. Jason's homecoming grounded numerous characters, providing comfort to Carly during her turmoil. Sonny and Lulu's conversations regarding Rocco and Valentin sparked protective plans. Laura's legal maneuvering provided balance, and hospital and police threads connected medical and investigative elements. As Wednesday progressed, Carly struggled with thoughts of lethal consequences, her decisions holding life-altering implications. Valentin's deal-making demonstrated his strategic thinking, which aimed for stability through leverage. Brennan's revelations jolted recipients into action, changing investigations and personal relationships. People negotiated the consequences with various degrees of success, their decisions echoing across families and factions. The black box remained central, symbolizing hidden facts about to emerge. Deadly fears, Smart deals and surprising revelations dominated the day, bringing the summer stories to climax confrontations. In a town founded on secrets and second chances, Wednesday's events ensured that no one escaped unscathed, with love, power, and survival all in delicate balance. Port Charles awoke to another day of uncertainty, hidden intentions, and frightening secrets that threatened to alter numerous people's lives forever. While some locals sought answers, others attempted to protect those they cared about from seemingly unavoidable repercussions. Carly Corinthos Spencer felt overcome by a mounting sense of dread. Since recent events had taken unforeseen turns, she couldn't shake the feeling that something dreadful was about to happen. Every instinct she had warned her that danger was closer than anyone thought. Carly began the morning by sitting alone and revisiting recent talks in her head. Valentin's unexpected travels, Brennan's strange demeanor, and the enigmatic occurrences surrounding numerous major actors all hinted at a storm brewing over Port Charles. Jason walked into the room and immediately observed Carly's concerned demeanor. "You haven't slept," he noted. "I couldn't," Carly said. "I keep thinking something bad is going to happen." Jason stayed cool, but listened intently. "Carly, you've been through a lot lately. Maybe you're just exhausted." "No," she insisted. "This is different. Every time I ignore my instincts, someone gets hurt." Jason knew better than to discount Carly's intuition. Over the years, she had often detected trouble before others. "What exactly are you afraid of?" he inquired. Carly paused. "I'm afraid someone I care about isn't telling me the whole truth. And I'm terrified that whatever secret they're hiding could destroy everything." Jason's demeanor darkened. "Do you think this has something to do with Valentin?" Carly slowly nodded. Valentin Cassadine was coping with troubles of his own. He had spent the night mulling a daring offer involving the iconic black box that had been the subject of countless frightening inquiries. The knowledge stored behind the device had great power. It contained secrets capable of exposing powerful persons and shifting alliances throughout Port Charles. Valentin recognized that possessing such information may either save him or destroy him. He scheduled a private meeting, aiming to negotiate terms before events spiraled out of control. As he waited, recollections of his tangled background surfaced. He had spent much of his life making difficult choices, often choosing survival above trust. However, this circumstance felt different. For the first time in a long time, Valentin knew that his decisions would have an impact on more than just his own destiny. When his contact eventually arrived, the mood quickly got strained. "You wanted to discuss the black box," the visitor said thoughtfully. Valentin stayed composed. "I have information that many people would consider valuable." "And what exactly do you want in return?" Valentin folded his palms. "Protection. Guarantees. A chance to walk away before things become even more dangerous." The guest pondered his remarks. "You realize that several people would do almost anything to obtain that information." "I know exactly how dangerous this situation is," Valentin answered. "That's why we're having this conversation." The negotiations immediately turned difficult. Trust was in short supply, and each utterance contained concealed meaning. Valentin realized that one wrong move may make him a target. Meanwhile, Brennan was poised to deliver bombshell news that would leave many people astonished. He had recently discovered facts that altered his perception of everything around him. The finding prompted major concerns about loyalty, betrayal, and the potential implications. As he evaluated the evidence one last time, Brennan realized that remaining silent was no longer an option. Someone needed to learn the truth. Anna Devane noticed that critical parts of the puzzle were starting to fit together. Her investigative instincts remained sharp, and she thought Valentin's recent acts were part of a much wider conspiracy. Anna and Jason met to address their worries. "Valentin is scared," Anna explained. "He's trying to stay ahead of something." Jason listened intently. "Do you think he's in danger?" Anna said, "I think everyone involved is in danger. Whatever is hidden inside that black box has already caused enough chaos. If the wrong people gain access to it, the consequences could be catastrophic." Jason weighed her warning. "We need to know what we're dealing with." Anna nodded. "And we need answers quickly." Back at Metro Court, Carly tried to distract herself with work, but her worry grew. Every phone call made her feel anxious. Each unexpected visitor heightened her anxiety. She eventually confided in Nina, but their relationship remained complex. "I can't explain it," Carly said. "I just have the feeling that something terrible is about to happen," Nina said, studying her closely. "Maybe you're carrying too much on your shoulders." "Maybe. But what if I'm right?" Nina remained silent. Even she couldn't ignore the weird atmosphere that seemed to surround recent events. At the same time, Brennan finally set up a meeting with Carly. His face immediately worried her. "What happened?" she inquired. Brennan took a long breath. "I found something, and you must prepare yourself." Carly's heart raced. "What kind of something?" Brennan paused. "The situation involving Valentin and the black box is much bigger than we thought." These remarks heightened Carly's concerns. "What are you talking about?" Carly asked. "There are other people involved. Powerful people." And Brennan's expression became serious. The information inside that device could endanger several lives. The room became chilly. Carly strained to comprehend his revelation. "Who is in danger?" Brennan asked, pausing. "Possibly all of us." Carly was struck stunned by this stunning comment. For a brief while, she was overcome with thoughts of past catastrophes. She'd lost too many folks. She'd seen too much brutality. The prospect of another tragic tragedy worried her. Meanwhile, Valentin's negotiations continued. The conversation around the black box became increasingly heated. There were several offers made. Several threats were conveyed. Valentin carefully considered all possibilities. He realized that disclosing the knowledge might ensure his safety. But he also realized that handing the black box to the wrong person could lead to even worse issues. Finally, he made a suggestion. "I'll cooperate," Valentin carefully stated, "but only under certain conditions." His gaze narrowed theirs. Valentin remained calm, saying, "You're in no position to make demands." "Actually, I am. Because without me, you may never get what you want." Silence followed. The balance of power had changed. Meanwhile, Anna discovered another clue that confirmed her assumptions. The pieces were slowly joining. She quickly contacted Jason. "I believe I understand why Valentin is so desperate," Jason said, his focus sharpening. "What did you find?" Anna said, explaining her theory. If she was true, the black box contained information capable of revealing secrets that some people would kill to keep. Jason's expression clouded. "This is much worse than we expected." Anna looked concerned. "And time is running out." Back at Metro Court, Carly wrestled with Brennan's disclosure. She felt helpless. She dreaded not knowing who or what was threatening the people she cared about. She finally made a decision. "I'm not going to sit around waiting for disaster to strike." Brennan looked her over carefully. "What are you planning?" "I'm going to find answers." "Carly, no. Every time I ignore my instincts, someone gets hurt." Her resolve was undeniable. Brennan knew that convincing her otherwise would be impossible. At the same moment, Valentin received unexpected news that changed everything. A new player had entered the scene. Someone with their own agenda. Someone who can derail even the best-laid plans. Valentin's expression turned serious for the first time in hours. This development made the situation much more perilous. He immediately recognized that his alternatives were rapidly dwindling. Sonny Corinthos saw increasing anxiety among those closest to him. Even though he lacked all the information, he was aware that secrets were spreading in Port Charles. And secrets frequently lead to bloodshed. Sonny warned Jason to be cautious. "Don't underestimate what's happening," Jason said, nodding. "I won't." Sonny's instincts seldom failed him. Something serious was unfolding. As evening came, multiple tales began to converge. Anna resumed her investigation. Jason braced for a probable conflict. Carly was yearning for clarification. Brennan grappled with new knowledge that he had yet to divulge. Valentin also had to make difficult decisions on the black box. The pressure became nearly unbearable. Valentin once found himself alone, contemplating his next action. He recognized that trust had become almost impossible. Every alliance felt transitory. Every promise appeared questionable. Despite everything, he intended to shield select people from the consequences. the issue remained. Was it already too late? Meanwhile, Carly's anxieties grew after receiving an unexpected message. The contents immediately worried her. Someone wants to meet. Someone professing to have information. Her instincts advised her to be cautious, but her need for answers overcame her hesitation. She understood that the encounter could be perilous. Still, she felt obliged to leave. Brennan strongly disagreed. This could be a trap. I know. Then don't do it. Carly shook her head. If there is even a chance that I can prevent something terrible from happening, I have to try. Brennan looked disappointed, but understood her rationale. The situation has become more unpredictable. In other news, Anna was finally able to connect one last piece of evidence. The revelation startled her. If her suspicions were right, the implications would reach well beyond Port Charles. She instantly sought to contact Jason. Unfortunately, things were already going too fast. As tensions reached unprecedented heights, the city fell into darkness. Valentin was preparing to finalize his black box arrangement. Carly proceeded to a potentially deadly meeting. Brennan realized that more disturbing information could soon become public. Jason remained vigilant. Anna was racing against time. Each participant understood that the next few hours may change everything. Carly's fear, which had tormented her all day, remained excruciatingly intense. She couldn't shake the sensation that calamity was just around the corner. Perhaps the most horrifying aspect was that she still had no idea where the threat would appear. As she gazed into the darkness ahead, she couldn't stop thinking about one question. Who could she trust? At the same time, Valentin made a decision about the black box that sent shockwaves through everyone involved in the mystery. His decision involved considerable risk, but he believed that was the only option left. Whether it would save lives or put more people in danger was unknown. And Brennan's shocking news promised to alter the path of several relationships forever. The truth was now starting to emerge. Secrets couldn't stay buried much longer. Port Charles was on the verge of another explosive chapter, one fraught with terror, betrayal, deadly revelations, and decisions that would have long-term ramifications for all parties involved.